Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to your reading where we are going to discover and what patterns continue to repeat in your relationships and why that might be. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. There's been a lot of messaging around taking a look at our repeating patterns and why they continue to show up in our lives. And because there's so much transformation energy in the collective, it's asking us to really look at our lives, what we're happy with, where we're needing to adjust, where we're needing to make some changes. And my spirit team has been talking to me a lot about relationships and our patterning within that. This reading is going to be focused around what are the patterns that you're experiencing in your relationships and why that might be. And so we can uncover some guidance for you so that you can understand further why the same patterns keep showing up in life and within your relationship specifically, and what you might be able to do to change that. A lot of the ways that just flew out. A lot of the ways that we can change our patterns or change our behaviors is by becoming aware of them. So this is exactly what we need, is just to take some time to reflect and get some guidance and become aware. That's too many. At least get that awareness. And from there, that's where transformation starts happening, right? Because if we don't know something or aren't aware of it, we can't change it. So, okay, I'm going to pull these three and then we'll work from those as the main theme. And then we'll pull some tarot and some other oracles. Okay, so the first one is protection. This is this is like the third video that I've done with this deck, and protection has come through, except here it's a little bit different. And this is a gorgeous card. She is holding obviously planet Earth. There's a butterfly here, right? Addressing transformation, which there's a lot of transformation energies right now in the collective that I've spoken a lot about. And so what I'm getting here is, when it comes to relationships, you are showing up or exuding the energy of defense, being defensive, being protective of yourself. And don't shoot the messenger here. There's no judgment here. This is just beautiful guidance and support from a place of love. So there's that need to be defensive and protect yourself in relationships. And a lot of that is coming from some wounding or some previous experiences that might not have been as positive. And so you're afraid that something like that might happen again. And so that you're showing up to all of your relationships in a very protective and defensive mode that could potentially attract people who are carrying energies that will then kind of almost like trigger you and push your buttons, because that's how you're showing up as well. Okay, hopefully that's resonating with some of you. My goodness. Transformation. Okay, so what this is telling me is that you're kind of tired of showing up like this. You're tired of what this is creating in your relationships, right? And you're looking for transformation and want that to change. So you want the patterns that you've experienced in your relationships to change. You want to be in a relationship and find someone, a connection that feels different, that is transformative for you in a positive way, not that you feel where you're like banging your head against the wall. And then hence you continue to build up those protective walls. And when we show up to relationships with those protective walls, it doesn't allow for expansion. It doesn't allow for creativity. It doesn't allow for true deep connection and vulnerability, which is so essential for healthy, sustainable relationships that grow. Okay. Animals. Interesting. Oof, there's a wolf there and there's a dove landing and there are two cats. So what I'm getting here is, okay, this is going to sound really weird, but what I'm hearing is that you're much better with animals in the sense of like, you love animals, you connect to animals, you feel much more comfortable with animals than you do with, let's say, a partner or people. And of course, I'm getting that is very related to experiences that you've had in the past that sort of make you at this point just feel like I don't even want to deal with people because it's painful, it's exhausting, it's not working. And when I, sit and lay down with my dogs or my cats, I am at peace and I'm feeling relaxed and happy. And that's what I want from a relationship, but I'm not getting it from that. So interesting message that might not resonate with all of you, but that is what I'm hearing. So these are our 3 cards, our main theme cards, okay? Protection, transformation, and animals. And now I'm going to work with the tarot. I'm feeling a lot of defensive energy. And again, that's not meant to be negative or a judgment. That's telling me that you've been through a lot, that you've experienced so much pain and hurt and, dealing with people that just have not been good to you, have not treated you well, have not shown up the way that you want someone to show up in a relationship, that you're at the point really where it's scary to put down that wall. It's scary to tear it down. It's you need that protection because you want to feel safe, and that's the only thing that's making you feel safe. So that's what I'm getting right now. And I completely understand, because when we go through painful relationships, it's, it takes a toll on us. And what I want you all to remember is that a lot of the learning that we come here to do as a soul is done through relationships. And so if you're continuing to experience the same patterns in your relationships, that is a huge message. And it's basically letting you know that there is something within you that needs to be worked through, that needs to be healed, that you need to be aware of, basically, in order to essentially not continue to attract relationships that are repeating the patterns that you've been experiencing up until now. Okay. And that's a difficult, yeah. So 4 of Swords. Yeah. So 4 of Swords is all about rest and kind of taking time to yourself to kind of evaluate and reflect. And that is a way of protection, right? Like, okay, you know what? I don't have time to like deal with anyone. I'm exhausted and I need to take time for myself. Okay. Again, a lot of the work that we do here as souls, right, when we come in and choose to live in this current reality, is exploring certain woundings that we've come in with so that we can learn. Okay, so that we can learn them, heal them, and raise our vibration and essentially raise our consciousness, okay, and be much more in touch with and aligned with source, love, the universe. And when these patterns continue to happen, it's like a billboard message. Like it's like a flashing light. Like, okay, here it is again. And a lot of you, what ends up happening is like, you're like, okay, well, why does this continue to happen to me? Why am I continuing to attract the same person? This is ridiculous. Like, I don't want this. This is not what I want. And so the blame is always put on that other person. And understandably so, right? If the other person is hurting us and doing bad things to you and not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated, of course, it makes sense to blame that person. But I can tell you that from a higher perspective, and if you're here and you're watching this video, then you already have an open interest or knowledge to the fact that we are multidimensional beings and there's a lot more to us than just what we experience here in the 3D. And so if that's continuing to happen, yes, sure, we can blame the other person, but it is so important to look within. And this is the importance of this message. And what I was getting from my spirit team is that this repeating of patterns within relationships is it's information for you to figure out what's going on within you that you have not processed, healed, been in touch with, that is continuing to create a vibration around you that is causing that attraction of the same type of person and that continued repetitive pattern. Okay. Yeah. 3 of Swords. You no longer want to be sitting in the 3 of Swords. This is very painful energy. And painful energy, sure, related to someone else and how they've been treating you, but also how are you treating yourself? And this is the transformation that you're looking for. You want this to change. But what I'm telling you is, and what I'm guiding you to think about, and it is not easy, is how are you treating yourself? How are you hurting yourself? How are you involved in creating this heartbreak? Because we are, whether we like it or not, and it's not easy to hear. I know the first time that I realized that a lot of the things that I was experiencing in life had a lot to do with me and how I was showing up in my behavior, I was not happy. But it's the truth, and it's okay, because that's what we're here to learn. What am I doing that is creating the possibilities of these continued relationship patterns? And so what I'm getting from this card is, and it's just such a beautiful card, and I'm going to look at her. There's a reflection there, right? You no longer want to be in this energy. Nobody does. And the way to get out of that is to spend some time with yourself, evaluating and getting curious about what are the things that you're accepting? Do you have boundaries? If you did, do you still have them? And why? And if you don't, why don't you have them anymore? Do you think it's okay to not have boundaries? What is keeping you stuck in a relationship that's not good for you? What are you doing to stay stuck in this energy? Because it's up to you. People will treat us the way that we allow them to treat us. And if we're allowing treatment that's not what we want, there's a lot of exploration there to do. There's a lot of curiosity there. There's a lot of reflection that is important to do to figure out why are we allowing that behavior, right? And the Four of Swords is that time of rest, relaxation and reflection. Okay, let me get some clarity around these animals card, and then I'm going to read it, because I feel like there's probably some underlying message there that I'm not. Yeah, okay. So we've got the Five of Pentacles, which again is a card of, feeling left out in the cold, feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like no one is around helping. And maybe, maybe at this point for you, it's your connection to animals that brings you solace, or brings you a feeling of peace and joy. And maybe it's here because you can have this with a person, right? You can have this with a person as long as you process and evaluate why this is the energy that you're sitting with, right? There's pain and wounding here. There's pain and wounding here that you've been carrying. There's a perspective of life that you have that is keeping you in an energy where you're attracting the same patterns over and over and over again. And these are patterns that are not helpful, and they're not healthy, and they're not making you feel good, and they're not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated. But that begins with you. Okay? So it's important to evaluate, how are you treating yourself? What are you allowing? What are you not allowing? And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is obviously, these cards are so beautiful. The Ten of Pentacles is obviously a wonderful card of success, of material possessions, of abundance, of wealth. And what I'm getting from this card and from my spirit team is that this is the feeling that you want in your relationships. That feeling of just joy, completion, having everything that you need. And again, we all know that material wealth will not bring us happiness. It's a beautiful nice to have. And so I'm getting more that the energy of this card is what you'd like to feel in your relationships. And I can tell you that you can get to this in relationships, but you've got to get to this within yourself first. That's what creates that beautiful energetic vibration that attracts that type of energy to you. Okay. I'm going to pull, let's see the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. I mean, this is the energy that you want to get to. The Queen of Cups, okay? The Queen of Cups knows her shite. The Queen of Cups is grounded in her beauty, in her confidence, in her worth. The Queen of Cups shows self-love consistently, right? And knows what she is worthy of, knows what she wants, and doesn't take anything less. And let me tell you something. I get it. I am here on this journey with you. Okay? I am not speaking to you from a place of, oh, you need to like figure your shit out. No, I'm still working through that, which is why I'm on this channel sharing these guided messages and my own stories as well, because I understand it is hard to get to this place in the sense of it takes awareness and it takes the wanting to work through the things that are stopping us from getting to this place and understanding our worth. That's the work, right? The work is like becoming aware of it and making the decision to figure out what's keeping us from getting to that place. Okay, I'm just going to pull a few more cards from the Light Seers, and then I will pull one more from another oracle deck. Okay, what else does my beautiful collective need to know here about repeating patterns in their relationships, please? Any other messages? Yeah. Oof. These two jumped out first. Okay. Yeah. So the World and the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands, of course, it's kind of like, okay, I'm exhausted. This has been exhausting me. And I don't want to do this anymore. And the World tells me that there's a completion here. Okay. If you're here and you're listening to this reading, something has been telling you that you're stuck in patterns, in the same pattern in your relationships, and you no longer want that. And so what the World is telling me is that there's a completion here. There's sort of a cycle completed, and you're ready to move forward to experience different types of relationships. Okay. And the Ten of Wands tells me as well that you have the understanding and the awareness of your exhaustion and of you're at the moment right now where you want to explore why does this keep happening? Okay, so this is all really good. And then here, of course, Nine of Swords. I mean, yeah, right? Barely sleeping, constantly thinking about things, anxious, exhausted, worried, because these relationships are just they're not good for anyone. And you're exhausted and you're tired. But guess what? The beauty of it is that and you're ready to just move on to something else. You're ready to move on. You are ready to move on, to complete that cycle and get to the 10 of Pentacles and the energy of this card. Okay. And that's the beauty of it. Look, at the end of the day, we are here to go through things, to learn from them, to evolve, to grow. Okay. And so it's not about, oh, fix it and that's it, and that you're done. No, it's about continuing to develop the awareness of certain things that are happening in your life, getting curious about them, trying to come up with and figure out why they continue to happen, and then start doing something about it. That's it. That's you can't ask for anything else, right? That's the process. So it's not like, oh, why are you continue, it's not about judging yourself. It's not about feeling guilty. It's not about feeling like I'm so stupid. Why do I keep making these mistakes? No. And those thoughts, it's like, right? Those thoughts will keep you stuck. They'll keep you completely stuck in this energy, which is exactly what you don't want. I mean, literally, right? We are done with these energies. We are done with that because you are here, or you're obviously understanding and beginning the awareness that things need to change, that you want to change things. And it's all up to you. It is not about the other person. It is not about anyone else but you, and you understanding that you're not happy with these situations, these relationships, this pattern. You're not happy with the way that it's making you feel. And that now, with that awareness, then, the world is your oyster. Now you can start taking the steps to change them and to grow from these experiences and to understand what you deserve and to understand what you're worthy of and to understand what you want in relationships. And if you're looking for support and you're needing someone to support you through that process, please, all of my offerings are in the description box. This is the type of work that I do. Not only am I an intuitive reader and a medium and all of that, but I'm also a transformational guide. So I help and support transformational processes, and we all go through them. It's like the mess in the middle. We're always in it at some point in our lives. Okay. I want to pull from this deck, this Oracle deck. But I just wanted to read the animals card because I feel like it's interesting that it came up. A lot of you love animals and you spend a lot of time with animals. Okay, you often feel that you'd much prefer the company of furry and feathered friends to that of the human variety. You understand animals are special, for they hold no judgment, only a pure love that radiates on a cosmic level. Show your appreciation of their loyalty and personal qualities by taking time out with an animal companion or playing with a beloved pet. The love you share with animals is special and continues when they pass over, as they remain faithfully by your side, even in spirit. Losing an animal companion who's wandered far from home is a heartbreaking worry. Your prayers for protection will guide them safely back at this time. A lot of you are definitely animal people, and you also have animals in spirit that are around you and protecting you. Let me just read the magical meanings of this card. Train as an animal healer or communicator. So maybe a lot of you have that purpose. Support and campaign for animal charities. A deceased animal companion is still very much with you, and an animal brings healing. So it makes sense. A lot of you definitely have connection to animals. That's how I am with dogs. Like, I'm a freak about it. And that has come through in this reading big time. So that will resonate with some of you, not all of you, but some of you. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards from this deck to close out this reading that has a bit of a difficult message, but it's an important message, because if you're aware of these patterns that you've continued to experience in relationships, then you are ready for change. And I'm telling you, the energies right now are just beautifully supportive of transformation. So I'm so happy for all of you that are here and that this is resonating with, because you are entering a beautiful time of transformation, of change, of understanding your worth and what you deserve in relationships and in life. Okay. All right. Okay. So the first card is surrender to the beauty of the natural world. And it says, take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. So maybe, you know what, for those of you who have dogs or pets, maybe take them out for a walk in nature. I feel that the collective that's here has been through a lot in relationships. You're tired, you're exhausted emotionally and physically, and you just want some respite. And a lot of times sitting in nature and spending time in nature will do that for you. So if that's something that's accessible to you, then this card is asking you to take advantage of that and get out there, get out in nature. Okay. This next card is surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. And this is very, very aligned with like that Four of Swords card, right? Of like taking time, resting, reflecting on what you've been experiencing, the things that you want to change about it, and what some of those next steps might be. And instead of getting frustrated and angry and again like blaming the person and just continuing to talk to your friends about it and to your family about it and kind of like staying in that frustrated energy, that's not going to help at all. That's going to really just keep you stuck, not only in the current situation, but it'll also continue to keep you tied to that cord of those repeating patterns. And your next relationship might end up being the same thing. So try to really surrender that frustration, release that, take time to rest, reflect, breathe, get out in nature, and just start thinking about what you can start doing slowly to heal from all of this and start taking care of yourself moving forward and really filling your own cup, because that is the way that you will attract someone who is truly, truly, truly aligned with what you're searching for. Okay, and the last card that I pulled here is surrender to joy. Yes, 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 yes. You know, so many of us we've experienced so much chaos and stress in life that we literally get addicted to it. And it's almost like allowing joy to enter our system is just weird because we're not used to it. And so I know I've done that, and I've done that a lot in life. So and now I'm starting to understand that, you know, I'm worthy of joy, I'm worthy of peace, I'm worthy of love, and I'm worthy of all of that from me and for me. So, okay, this says a key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. Yeah, especially in the hard times. It's so hard. It's so difficult to tap into joy when life is just like falling apart. But those are the moments that it is so important for you to align to those beautiful positive feelings, to the power that you have within, to the amazing person that you are, because that really will change the perspective. I promise you that. Okay, my beautiful, beautiful beings, I hope that this has resonated with all of you, if not some of you, or whatever. Please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you've been dealing with. Sending you loads and loads and loads of love and positive light. Check out the description box below for my services. And please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao.